My name is Bruno Sade from brunosade.com. In today's video, I'd like to offer a few tips on how we can use EFT to reduce cravings. This might be the craving or desire for eating a certain food, like chips or chocolate, using a certain substance, like smoking a cigarette or drinking alcohol, or doing a certain behavior, like biting our nails. So we can Number 1, tap on the actual craving or desire. Number 2, tap on the unpleasant emotions that the craving helps us numb or disconnect from. Number 3, tap on our feelings of shame, guilt, or self-judgment for having acted on these cravings, which sometimes then make us act on those cravings even more as a way to soothe those unpleasant feelings. Using the banana bread analogy explained in a previous video, the whole loaf of banana bread, the issue in this case, is the craving that we want to reduce. So, number 1, how to tap on the craving itself. For the setup phrase while tapping on the side of the hand, we're going to use the same basic EFT structure that we've been using in the last few videos. Even though I feel, name the feeling that we are targeting with our tapping, such as this desire to eat chocolate. When I think about, name the specific event, such as right now, or when I imagine myself coming home from work after a really stressful day, because, and describe why do you feel this way? What does this food, substance, or behavior do for you? For example, because the sweet and chewy taste makes me feel so happy, and I deserve this reward after a stressful day at work. And I feel this feeling in my, and name the part of your body where you are feeling this feeling, if anywhere, such as I can feel my mouth salivating just thinking about this. This is just where I'm at right now. Or any other balancing statement that you like to use, like I deeply and completely accept myself. And for the reminder phrase throughout the points, you can alternate between the feeling that you are focusing on, in this case, this desire to eat chocolate, and why you feel that way. The sweet and chewy taste makes me feel so happy, and I deserve this after a stressful day at work. Let's look at a couple of examples of setup phrases. Even though I really feel like eating chocolate. This is the desire that we are measuring and targeting with our tapping. When I imagine myself coming home from work after a really stressful day, this is the specific event, because the sweet and chewy taste makes me feel so happy and I deserve it after a really stressful day. This is the reason we feel this way. I can feel my mouth salivating just thinking about this. This is the body sensation. This is just where I'm at right now, and this is the balancing statement. Another example, even though I really feel like smoking a cigarette right now because it relaxes me and it gives me something to do with my hands, I notice this warm feeling in my chest just thinking about it. I accept that this is how I'm feeling. Another example, even though I feel this strong urge to bite my nails. When I imagine myself hearing my husband complain about his mother again, and I feel this tingly sensation in my hands, just thinking about it, I accept myself anyway. Now, something to keep in mind is that with EFT, we are always targeting an emotion or feeling that we are feeling right now in the present moment. If the craving or desire isn't activated right now when we want to tap on it, we might need to work on it from a different angle. So number 2, how to tap on the unpleasant emotions that the craving helps us numb or disconnect from. Let's say that the craving or desire that you want to reduce serves to disconnect you from painful emotions. That means that you then need to target those emotions. And again, we can use the same basic EFT format that we just used. For example, let's say that when you drink 1 or 2 glasses of wine at night, it helps you disconnect from the frustration you feel about your boss at work. If we could tap on that frustration and reduce its intensity, then perhaps you wouldn't feel such a craving for a glass of wine. So here's how that setup phrase might sound. Even though I feel really frustrated when I imagine myself at work next Monday, having to hear my boss go on and on about how he's not very happy about my way of doing things, I feel frustrated because I've tried to explain it to him so many times, and he just doesn't want to understand. And I notice his frustration like a tightness in my chest. This is just where I'm at right now. Number 3, how to tap on our feelings of shame, guilt, or self-judgment for having acted on those cravings. Sometimes it can also be helpful to tap on any feelings of shame, guilt, or self-judgment we might have about having indulged on those cravings before, because sometimes these very feelings then trigger us into wanting to soothe them with more of that substance, food, or behavior we'd like to use less of. So here's how a setup phrase might sound. Even though I feel ashamed, remembering eating that whole box of chocolates last night, because I feel so lame spending my nights like that, and I feel this shame like a sinking feeling in my stomach. This is just where I'm at right now. Notice that in all of the setup phrases examples that we've been using, there's always the same structure. The feeling that we are targeting, a specific event, which is a slice of the whole loaf of banana bread, the reason we feel that way, and a body sensation. Now, if you notice that the emotional intensity is too high, you might need to initially tap using less words, like I explained in a previous video. And before I end this video, I want to address a common concern, which is that if chocolate makes me happy and I'm tapping on that feeling, am I tapping away the positive, in this case, the happy feeling? No. We are not tapping happiness away. We are helping to separate the artificial and conditioned bonds between chocolate and happiness. As we do this, the mind tends to come up with other ways we can feel happy, or whatever positive emotion we are talking about. This process is about increasing our freedom to choose, not decreasing it. And finally, remember that if any of this feels like too much to tap on by yourself, I recommend in that case that you enlist the aid of a certified practitioner, such as myself or anyone else whose style you resonate with. That's it for today. I hope this was useful. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and I look forward to seeing you again in one of my next videos.